What's going on? So I have the PowerA Advantage controller versus the PowerA Spectrum Infinity controller. What are the differences on this controller and which one should you buy? Well, I'm going to help you make that decision. Hopefully right now, let's hop right into it. So the very first thing is, well, this controller is the newer controller, and this controller is the first controller that came out when Xbox Series controllers really, or excuse me, consoles really started coming out and stuff. So with the first noticing difference is going to be on the charging port itself, or the not charging port, but the power port is a USB micro versus USB-C. It's huge, right? We don't really use micro anymore, so everybody's on the USB-C nowadays. So that's going to be your biggest, one of the biggest differences on the controller themselves. When it comes to other functionalities, you have two rumble motors underneath the triggers, where you don't have those rumble motors underneath these triggers, and you do have the volume button here on the Spectrum Infinity, where you don't have that over here. So this just controls up, down, and mute when you have a headset plugged up. You do have the 3.5mm jack here. You just don't have that control like you do. You would be, if you have the headset with the control volumes on it, it doesn't really matter anyways. The other buttons like the XYBA, the D-pad, all those are pretty much the same for the most part. I don't really see, the color-wise are a little bit different, of course, but other than that, they're the same. Now, when it comes to RGBs and stuff, of course, both controllers light up. I just don't have this controller plugged up. Didn't want to dig out the cable, to be 100% honest with you, but they do the same thing. They have different modes on it where you can set it up and everything like that. And on the back of them themselves, you will notice on these PowerA Advantage controller, you have an extra button down here versus the Spectrum Infinity. Well, one button is at the top button is the map your back buttons on the go, which is super easy to do. Both controllers are super easy to do. And in the middle one, well, this one's going to be for your RGBs on the controller. This one's going to be for your RGBs on the controller as well, to program them and do whatever you want with. But the bottom one is for the other RGBs that if you buy the kit, comes with the RGBs to go across your TV, or if you buy the lights by themselves that go across and behind your TV and stuff, so that you can, control them and set them up to go with the controller as well. Both controllers do have trigger stops on the back of them. They do have the same exact buttons for the back buttons on the back of them. So at the end of the day, the controllers are pretty much the same at the end of the day. There are a little bit differences there, here and there. So pick your poison, which one you would want. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully that helps.